Alright, so this is going to be a review of a Diamond 2 Luna and Cloak replay. Now, Cloak is my main, so that's perfect for me. Luna is, I don't play her as much, but I've played her a decent amount because I like running it with Namor, since there's several things about that combination that's just absolutely busted. Okay, first little mini thing, we don't want Snowflake on Strange. You should never really have your Snowflake on your front line. The people that I usually put the Snowflake on Luna are the duelists that you're gonna be seeing the least, right? Because the people that you're seeing the most, you don't really want the Snowflake on them because there's no point, you can just heal them. But the people that are going off and doing their own thing, the Snowflake helps out a lot because even though there'll be like pauses in the healing, it means every now and then they're gonna get a big burst of healing, right? Which means that they don't have to come back and get health packs. It also means that, you know, if they happen to be fighting someone while you're also pocketing your tank or something, it helps them winning duels a lot, which is really good. So I'd probably put it on Panther. Scarlet Witch, she will every now and then kind of be doing her own thing, but most of the time she's gonna be playing kind of near you guys because she has, if she's going, you know, forward to be aggressive, she has to kind of stay within range of her shift where she can fly back to safety. Um, so probably not on her. I'd put Snowflake on Panther because Panther is gonna be. I mean, let's focus on Panther for a second. Let's see where he's going. Right. Let's see where your Panther's gonna go. You see, the second the match starts, he's going off and doing his own thing, right? So he's the guy you want to have the Snowflake on. Also, very important to make sure you have the Snowflake on them to begin with, because I mean, if you're like, oh shit, I should have the Snowflake on Panther, where is he? It's like, you're not gonna get it on him now, right? So the second the round starts, you want to have the Snowflake on Panther. And also, one more thing about Snowflake that's important is you need to be aware of when the person that you have the Snowflake on dies, because it doesn't stay on them when they respawn. So if Panther dies, you need to be ready to put the Snowflake on him again when he comes back, and also put the Snowflake on someone else in the meantime. And at that point, you know, it can be really anyone. Just get the like probably on Scarlet if you can. But if Panther dies, put the Snowflake on someone else, and then put it back on Panther when he comes back. Okay, so off the bat, I mean, we don't really. This is all right. Okay, so what I'd say is we don't really, when we're coming out as Luna, we have, first of all, we have no idea what the comp that we're up against is, right? So by all means, they could be running like Hawkeye and Widow or something. So I wouldn't just like walk out and just jump in front of all of them, because right here, this could be you getting like absolutely railed right here. What I would do is I would be more kind of chilling over here. You can honestly just be on cart or like close right here, because you only need to go as far out as you need to see your team here right now. If you're coming all the way out here, you're very exposed, and the only cover you're gonna have is from your shield tanks. And you can see you're also like right where everyone sees you, so you're gonna be receiving a lot of pressure. There's only one position Moon Knight could be playing that actually sees us there, right? Whereas if we're playing here, there's like, you know, way more. He could be here, 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 right? There's a bajillion places Moon Knight could be. This is the one spot where he actually could be like seeing us. We are missing a few shots here. I mean, that just going down to getting a bit more consistent with the aim, but you know, it's pretty simple. Practice aim. I also want to mention, since we were over here, you see something else happens that's very bad for us. Look what happens with the cart. See, the cart is now like blocking us. Like, we can't see our strange anymore. Whereas if we play right here, we would be able to see him. Be aware of where the payload's going to go, and don't play in a position where it's going to cut you off from your front line. So here is just, this is a kind of the better spot for many reasons. If you are playing here, be very aware of your audio, because people love to come and flank around here. So, and you'll be the first one that they see. So when you are playing here, this is a good spot, but you're a little bit vulnerable to flank from right here. So be aware of that audio, and be ready to move and calm to your team that's one flanking you if you're playing right here. Okay, but this is we're way too far up. Way too far up. Look where we are. We are in the front right now. Look where this is our we got double shield tank. These boys block all the damage for us, okay? Like I mean even like we can use natural cover. Natural cover is better, but even if we don't want to use natural cover, I mean right here I think we actually are contesting the space pretty easily. So I think you could be playing here and kind of using them as a way to both heal and kind of damage through the shield. This is alright since you've cleared out all of this space. There's no one here. So now this is kind of a safe place to be. We do not want to be this far up. This is just asking for uh, a terrible fate. So who's our snowflake on right now? Do we actually have a snowflake on anyone? Let's see. No snowflake, no snowflake, no snowflake. Okay, our snowflake's not on anyone. That's bad. Okay, there we put it on Panther. Good. That's the one that you want to have it on. So that's a good job there. I'm not sure where we're looking right now. Your powers are mine. We see a really big brawl here. I mean, with all those enemies up right now, I mean, I'm looking here. I would probably just be using my shift as well. Like, I mean, because Luna's shift, it does a bunch of damage too. And I mean, I would anticipate with this many people up on our Strange is probably going to be taking a bunch of damage. So we can get a lot of healing off and a lot of damage here. So I think this is a really good time to use Luna's shift. Yeah, our Strange died when it didn't need to. I'm guessing you're doing this because you're concerned about your Scarlet. But as support, I know sometimes your duelists might be off doing their thing on the side and then like die very quickly. But the thing that you need to kind of understand about healing frontline and duelists is if your duelist dies in like 1 second, that's not on you in terms of the healing. It is not all your responsibility to heal your duelist for like 1 second, and like for like randomly dying. If your duelist is like going in, like and clearly taking an aggressive angle or something, then yeah, maybe you want to pocket them a bit there. But I mean, what's your Scarlet? Ready? Let's see this. See, that's the part where your Strange died. Right here, that's where your Strange died. And you can see Scarlet's kind of chilling right now. Like, she's full HP, doing her own thing. She's also got a shift up, right? So she's very safe right now. Your Scarlet's very safe. And most of your duelists, like, if they're playing their character properly, they shouldn't just be instantly dying. Your job is not to heal instant death. Your job is to help heal people that are getting pressured, right? And in the case of what happened here, the person who is receiving all the pressure, sorry, screenshots. I mean, look at your Strange. This is the guy that's got all the pressure on him, right? So this is the guy we need to look at. So like, if you were focusing on healing your Strange here, and then your Scarlet died, that's kind of like, that's not your fault. Alright, that wouldn't be your fault there. So it is okay to focus on healing your front line when your front line is the thing being pressured. You don't need to be like constantly looking up here for Scarlet. In fact, good Scarlet players as well, like I play Scarlet. I like playing Scarlet, alright? And I hit Celestial playing Scarlet. And if I'm flying up here and I die as Scarlet, that is 100% my fault. Okay, I'm never gonna be in the air like spam pinging like need healing a Scarlet, because that's not how you play her. All right, a Scarlet, you have to be playing for making sure that you always have a way out. All right, so it is my job to not get deleted. And if I get deleted while you're doing this, and then I'm like, man, if I had some healing there, I would have won that fight. That's me being dumb. Okay, so if that's the reason that we're looking up here for like healing our duelists, don't worry about that. Focus your front line. All right. Now, if your Scarlet has taken a bunch of damage and is playing cover here and like is low, and your front line isn't being pressured, yeah, you want to be aware and look and heal Scarlet. But when shit's going down, focus the people where shit's going down. Okay, I would have used shift there, 100%. Right here, we see that we have like 2 of our people are like low in HP, and they're relatively close to each other, and there's a bunch of enemies grouped together. This is like, I'm like foaming at the mouth, thinking this is gonna be the biggest Luna shift ever. Like, I'm gonna get so much value from this. Like, if you use shift here, I think like 3 claps, and you've got your ultimate, right? Like, you're gonna get ult so fast here. Yeah, also, another thing to note is you guys just had a bunch of people die, and now you saw your Scarlet just died. I would probably calm for your team to regroup, and not risk them pushing in and like having more people die, or in this case, Mantis uses ult, which really is not ideal. And the reason is you guys are right next to your spawn, right? So there is no reason we should be ever using ultimate abilities in a 5 versus 6 unless there is like a guaranteed like multi-kill, right? If maybe you're playing Iron Man and you like see the fattest ult, right? And you just go for it. Okay, I mean, sure. But defensive ult, nah. We wait for our team. We wait for our team and we play that together. Okay, so here we actually do get a pick on Loki. And we've still got the bonus health from Mantis. So this is okay aggression because we've got an advantage. We're kind of pushing it. I think you're right in focusing Iron Man. This is good. The only thing is... Yeah, I mean, everyone's still got bonus health. Yeah, I think you're chilling. This is good aggression.
It's okay. Admit it. You need me.
Nice. Okay, so they are really getting rolled here now. So right now, if I was on your team, I would be expecting a strange portal. So I'd be ready for strange portal. I would also calm to your team saying, hey, they might strange portal here. They did for the portal. Okay, do we have Snowflake anyone right now? No. Screenshot again. No, we do not have a Snowflake on anyone. So make sure we have Snowflake on someone.
A nice deep freeze.
By the eye of Agamotto!
Okay, we definitely should have ulted that.
By the eye...
Like, this is relatively close to you as well. I think you're probably slightly out of range here. I know your mag bubbled you here, but you know, don't rely on your mag bubbling you. I think you're probably out of range of this. But yeah, we ult that because let's say that it was slightly closer and mag didn't bubble you. You get stunned here. That's a wipe, right? Also, your Mantis gets stunned here, and we should heal her. One more thing to note is that when Strange stuns someone with his ulti, he makes the little ghost, right? And it makes his E does double damage to that person. If you ult as Luna, you're not stunned, right? And you don't have a little ghost, so you don't take double damage from his E. So what you can do is if Strange stuns your teammate here, you can ult and then just like sit in front of him and go like blocking his damage, because you're not going to get one shot by him because his E doesn't one shot you, since you're not taking double damage because of the clone. So you can ult and kind of be annoying, get in his way, make it harder for him to one shot your Mantis.
I am ready to put on a show.
So now we ult. It's a little bit late. Where are we going? Yeah, going on a little field trip here. Alright, like stay with your team when you're ulting. That was a very non-impactful Luna ult. We did it a little bit late. It didn't really save anyone, and we also like ran away. So even if our team did need it, it wouldn't have made a difference because we weren't next to our team. Okay, we finally put the snowflake on Panther. Good. I feel like we're kind of we're hesitant to stay looking at one target for a long time. And you obviously you don't want to like tunnel vision as strategist, and you do need to be aware of what's going on around you. But there are gonna be a lot of times where there is one target that needs a lot of healing, and you have to keep healing that target. So don't be afraid to keep looking at one target when they're like actively fighting. Because right here, like, let's look at when we're fighting with Panther, right? We see a Panther, and we see he's fighting people, right? And he's right in front of us. Our Strange is full HP. And we stop killing Panther. He does get deleted very quickly, so I'm not sure if we actually would have saved him there. But we should be looking at him, because he's the one that's actively fighting. We also don't need to be this far up. We definitely want to be, like, behind our Strange here. I think we were a little concerned about the cart blocking our vision here, but in this position, if you're playing where the cart's here, your frontline tanks should know that they shouldn't sit behind the cart. Right? That's something that's they need to know that. If they're sitting behind the cart the entire time, then that's a mistake on their part, because that's kind of just like a key part of Vanguard. Don't sit behind somewhere that your strategist can't see you, because this is where they should expect you to be, right? They shouldn't expect you to be up there with them. They should expect you to be somewhere safe. So don't push up trying to heal around the cart. Right here, you see our Strange. I know he's jumping around the cart, but he's full HP, right? We just back up here. He's also jumping. Like we can see his head here. Like if we're back here, if he's jumping around, you can see his head. You can still heal him here. Like I mean, this is your like head level here. We can definitely still see him. Like Art's not that tall, and Strange is a very tall man. It's a good freeze and Hulk. He's pressuring you. It's a good use of it, and you're also you're missing some of your health, so it's good. It heals you. I'd also be calming that Hulk's in your backline here, because Strange might not know that. Yeah, we're consistently positioning too far up here. I mean, look where you are. Look where you are, and look where your team is. Like, this is where your front line is, and we're actually seeing, we've got more of an angle on the enemies than our front line does, that's bad. And also, your shift is really good because it can heal multiple people at once, right? So if your team starts taking a lot of damage, right, these guys all start being the focus instead of you, they take damage, that's fine. You get your shift active, you're chilling here, you heal everyone. But here, looks like we're kind of positioning more for damage. I mean, look how you came so close to dying here. Boom. That could have been you dead. I mean, yeah. Okay, our snowflake is not anyone, by the way. That's one thing we gotta work on for sure is having the snowflake on someone. I have the snowflake on Black Panther here, because for reasons we already talked about. We're even looking at him. We're even looking at him to give him the heal. We're just snowflake very good. Use snowflake.
Against the world.
What in the world was this invisible woman ulti?
Against the world.
Eh. I mean, this needs to be further back. I mean, look at. Oh no. I mean, it could be there, but maybe a little closer to us. But we, as Invis, we need to calm, like push forward, like into this hole. Because look what's happened. Oh, it's so scary. Yeah, look at Invis. I know this isn't you. This is so scuffed though. Yeah. I mean, this fight really isn't on you. That was a very scuffed Invis ulti. Let's see. I mean, how do we react to it? What do we do? Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna move on. I don't think it's on you. That's just a scuffed ulti. Again, we're putting the snowflake on the front line. Put it on Black Panther.
Much better. I'm hurt. You stopped them in their tracks. I suck. I am strength.
I wouldn't use shift here. I don't think your team needs it right now. Like your shift is a long cooldown, and unless people are really taking a bunch of damage, it's like your front line. If you see your strangely drop to like half HP, or you know you have experience and you know that they're going to be taking a bunch of damage, then yeah, use it. But I mean, look at this. There's just two shield tanks that are just walking up without a whole ton of pressure right now. What? Why did we look away? No! We let her die! No way! Okay, one thing, maybe you don't know this. When they're getting slammed, we can't see their health bar, but we can heal them. So don't just let them get stomped. Oh, it's so sad. No. We abandoned her. Okay, this is a regroup. We're calling to our team. Okay, guys, let's regroup because, you know, never trust that your team won't stagger. Assume that they will stagger unless you say something. Just, guys, let's regroup here. I mean, look at your Black Panther. He was considering it. Look, he was considering it. Tell your team to regroup. Okay, Snowflake goes on Panther here.
Only 60 seconds left. I suck.
Maximum pulse!
Your powers are mine.
No. No way. Oh, no.
Your power.
Oh. Why did Strange put his shield down? Strange, you have forsaken us.
Mine.
Okay, again, we just calm regroup here. Okay, another reason we calm regroup, your Panther is going in right now.
I am ready to put on a show.
Is that us? No, that was them, right? Yeah. I mean, your Panther is going in right now when your entire team is like respawning.
My aim is true. Tremble before fast!
And that's really bad because now we're staggered. And I know that wasn't you, but you can calm and say, guys, let's regroup. Because this is the kind of thing that we want to avoid.
A nice deep breath.
focusing a little bit too much on damage here. I would say that we were doing good damage a second ago, because right here, you can see our front line is actually okay. Like Strange isn't taking much damage right now. Maybe be standing a little further back, like about right here. I'd also say we should focus the Iron Man this whole time instead of just the end. Like, Iron Man is definitely the one you want to focus first. But we are focusing on damage too long there. Also, I think a mention is we should be calming about ultimate. So you and Invis both have ulti, so you'd want to be calming about who's gonna ult first. If you did that, good job. If you didn't, do it. I also wouldn't use your shift here, because you want to focus on using your shift for when your team needs it for healing, because this is your shift on Luna is kind of your only way of dealing of giving a massive amount of healing to multiple characters. Like it's your only way other than your Snowflake. But Snowflake's limited in what it can do. And right now you see we kind of used it before the main fights happened. Right? This is not the main fight. This is us pushing up and contesting cart. Right here, where their Strange is going in on us, this is starting to be the main fight, right? I mean, look at your Strange's health bar. This is where we kind of want our shift, right? And here we respond with an Invisible Woman ulti. Also, not to mention, I don't think this Invisible Woman ult is very good, because this is a situation where the enemies can kind of pretty easily just walk out of it. See, the reason that we wiped them here isn't because of the Invis ulti, it's because of the Strange ult. And the only reason we used it here was to save someone. Someone that I think we could have saved if we had just saved our shift.
Photo.
We definitely want to calm that Namor's top right in us right now. We should have 3 on cart, by the way.
I am ready to put on a show. I like the colors. I am ready to put on a show.
Okay, so right here, I don't think we actually needed Luna ulti. The reason being, we were up in numbers, right? We saw Luna ult, and we want to consider matching it, but I would remember in this situation that we're actually up in numbers, right? They had 2 on the way, so this was going to be a 4 versus 6. So I would be very hesitant about ulting this. Now, I know our Strange got a little low here, but here's the way I play. Okay, ready? We see Mag ulti to try and kill Luna. He misses, alright. Strange is taking a lot of pressure. We look back and we see Punisher's low, right? We see the second that we see he's full HP, we're snapping back the Strange. We don't ult this. Not to mention, actually ulting here means that we have less healing towards a Strange, because we have to walk over to him. So this ult doesn't really do anything. We just want to heal Strange here.
Maximum pulse.
There's still a chance to stop them.
And think about it, how much has your ult actually done here? See, this is where I'd want our ulti. Right here. We've got a Hulk ulting in our backline, and their whole team is regrouped here now, right? This is where stuff's going down. This is where our ult would actually make a difference. We're literally even numbers, right? We've got 1 dead on either side. Even numbers, Hulk's ulting, this is where we ulti. Okay, so right here, we're really far up. I do think we should be up here because we need to pocket our Strange since he's so deep. I think Strange is playing a little too far up right now because Hulk's in our backline. I'm so about that play. But for you, we're in the right place. We need to keep him up. He dies. Alright, and now we instantly run back, okay? There is no longer any reason for us to be up this far. Strange has died. Alright? Okay, we kind of stop here. We don't want to stop. Also, we're using our snowball when Punisher's 1 HP. I would just heal our Punisher here. Because Hulk's not the only one that could be hitting Punisher.
By the
Also, we don't want to stop here. For this exact reason, where we're now like, you know, in the center of the attention. We're in the center of attention. We're not behind our tanks. I know Mag doesn't block this, but if he did have his shield and was good about it, he could have blocked this with his shield. And even if he did, you wouldn't be behind it. There's also Invisible Woman on your team, so technically she could have a shield and block it, but here you wouldn't be behind it. Very nice. Okay, we're playing pretty far up here. There's no reason for us to be in line of sight enemies right now. I'd want us back here. I like being right here.
A nice deep freeze.
Yeah, our focus on our focus on where we're looking is a little lackluster at times. We're kind of looking around too much. Like, it's good to be aware of your surroundings, but a lot of your awareness can just come from audio. Right here, I can tell it's like a little double take, right? We're hesitant to look away from Strange because I think you know we gotta be looking at our front line, right? This whole like looking to see what's going on over here, this took way too long. Like, quick glance, look back, right? That's too long, too long. We know. Look how many enemies are here. Like, even before you looked away, you can see there's a bunch of enemies right there. We can see 1, 2, 3, 4 health bars, right?
A nice deep freeze.
Also, it seems like we're just holding left click, and when we're not really like giving each shot as much focus as it should have. Like, right. Okay, it's good that we were loading while we look away for a second. But right here, we're looking back and we're holding left click before we've even like seen where Strange is. Alright? Okay, there's 2 shots. 2 shots we just fired into a wall. And look at Stranger's HP bar now. Think about how much those 2 shots would have made a difference to his HP bar, right?
A nice deep
And now we use shift, right? I do agree with using shift because our Strange is now low. But what I don't like is how low he got just because we were holding left click before we even like looked at him. Because I mean, there's a potential for Strange to die there.
A nice deep freeze.
We are also kind of whipping a few shots in the air here. Again, it's just, that's mechanics, that's aim. I'm not going to focus on talking about it here. We're walking too far forward here again. There's no reason for us to be this close. We can be up back here. There's a lot of characters in our team that will not be able to hurt you unless you're close to them. Like Strange, there's Thing. I mean, like, Strange can do range damage, but you know, it's much harder because it's a projectile. Thing can only hurt you close. Iron Fist can only hurt you when he's close up. And also, if you're close, you're more visible, easier to hit. There we even went behind a wall relative to our Atom. That is very scary. We're just consistently playing a little bit too far up here. Let's do a bird's eye view. Here you are, right? Your team was ahead of you, and this was the correct positioning for a while. But look where you are now. He ran away. He jumped back to where he's anticipating his supports are, right? Or his strategists. He's jumped back and decided, yep, I want to get out now. And you're so far forward that you're like, hold on, what the heck? What happened, right? And that's because you're playing in the front line when you should be back here. I mean, look where your Adam and your Hela are. They're in the position that the thing, your frontline vanguard, is expecting that they'll be, because that's where they should be. And you're caught out here. Alright, you switch to Cloak now. This is my main. I'm gonna be extra critical.
Us against the world.
I am strengthened.
Okay, so I see we're switching to Cloak for the ammo refresh. If you're doing that, obviously throw a Cloak wall. There's no reason not to when you're switching the Cloak to reload.
I am strengthened.
But seeing you're Strange actively brawling like this, we need Dagger's healing wall right now for E. Like, that should be on Strange right now. Do you think about it? Our goal right now is to stop him from capping point. I don't think we will, but we should do everything in our power to provide our team the best opportunity to do the best they can here. We gotta pick an Iron Man, right? We heal him, we pocket him, we're throwing our bubble down. We're giving them any chance they have to walk forward here. At this point, we haven't walked forward. We back up, right?
I'll get you next time.
So we should be playing here, by the way. There's no reason for us to be staying in this kind of spot right here. Because as Cloak, your damage in dagger form is very minimal, right? And it really isn't what you should be focusing on. Your damage in dagger you should only be really doing damage with dagger when it's like there's an obvious reason to, like someone out of position that's low, you know, you're helping your team finish them off, or like your team's full in HP, you've got numbers, you're running them down, something like that. This is not one of those situations.
Vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
Yeah, we're switching the Cloak too much. For Cloak, you want to switch to throwing the blinding wall if it's like an obvious, like really good opportunity and you know your team isn't at risk of dying. Here your Strange is under pressure, right?
Vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
So here, I mean,
Vehicle reached a checkpoint.
we have Dagger's healing wall here. We throw that. We're also going to be hitting 3 targets with it, which is great because it also applies a passive healing buff. So the more people you hit with it, the better. It's a lot of value right here. But we don't throw it. Instead, we switch to Cloak when we have.
Vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
We had 11 shots left as Dagger, and we're switching the Cloak. I do like switching the Cloak through a blinding wall, but only if it's like an obvious opportunity to do it, and your team isn't at risk of dying, or you do it as a reload method. Because switching the Cloak and throwing a blinding wall takes like ever so slightly more time to reload your shots than it would to just reload as Dagger. You see how low your Strange got? Okay. I'm glad we did an ult. I know people make the mistake of trying to support ult a Moon Knight ulti, which obviously doesn't work because he'll just kill you through it. I'd be playing over where your invis is because we're using natural cover to make it so that we can't be hit by anyone spamming us over here. I wouldn't use the wall there. Your team's full HP.
Fight some more.
Good fade. Good job.
I am strengthened for battle.
Mm. So we see our stranger walking forward. We definitely walk up too onto that cart. You're right. I would be throwing the dome down the second you see him going around that corner. So right here, throw the dome down because that's our invis shield, so it's not gonna get blocked by it. See, we throw the dome down, and the dome can heal him where we can't see him, which is good. And then you'd have your E right there. Like the second comes with cooldown, we could have saved him. So we really don't want to have to ult here, but I mean, this pick is really bad for you. I think at this point we would have to ult this. Like if we didn't immediately throw our dome down, I think if we didn't throw the dome down, I would be walking, instead of going to cart, just like walk forward here and be ready to ult this angle to save him. And of course, again, before that whole fight happens, we'd want to be communicating with our invis about who is ulting first. Cause where is she? You see invis right here too. Cause she could have been thinking to save, like either one of you guys could have ulted here to save Strange. So one of you guys should, you know, be the designated one ulting first. We wouldn't want to both panic save him. Again, we really don't want to have to use our ult to save him, but it's clear that we have to.
By the eye of Agamotto!
Against the world! Us against the world!
Good job. I wouldn't have taken these paths as deep as you did, because each path is its own individual lifetime, so this one is going to last a lot longer. And you can see it's kind of an all-out brawl over here. I would have probably had your paths, you could have like 1, 2, and then bring it back. And I do like us attacking the people in the back, but we don't have to be using all our paths behind them to do that. We can 100% ult forward here, like right here, and then take these paths back. Right? Do we have an angle? We actually don't have an angle here. So yeah, I just ult back here. Have your team play here. Back, I mean, look what's happening here.
Us against the world!
I see. So our team actually backed up when we ulted, which you know isn't entirely your fault, but when you're gonna use your ult, make sure we calm, like push forward, getting cloak ulti. This is a little bit hard for them to see, because this is gonna be from their effective reverse colors. This is like a red cloak ult, and that's a purple one, and yours is like inside theirs, so it can be a little bit harder to see that there's actually our cloak ult on the ground when there's two happening at the same time. And you do have it quite far up, right? Because we did it in the middle of invis ulti. So we put this time back a second. You see, you actually ulted, your spot where you ulted was fine, but our team backed up, right? Which means I suspect they didn't notice that you ulted. Alright, so we're getting a lot less value out of this. And then we have our paths all going towards the back. And if we want our paths to go back like this, the idea should be that we're having our team kind of dive their back line, right? And we can see that our team is very clearly not doing that. We were not on board with that plan. So what I would do is, if you want to do that as a team, because it's not a bad idea. Because this situation, if you're aware that Luna doesn't have ulti, it can be really good. Because it's very hard for them to deal with when they're this far up, right? Because imagine your team did push forward right here. Like this can be very scary for them. Because I would be focusing this cloak, right? The more I wouldn't really focus him as much, because obviously he can bubble and cloak can pocket him. Cloak right here, 100% we could focus them. So we could tell our team push forward, we aggress their, like, focus their supports, right? Get everyone to look at this person, get him out of the picture, and that's how we win that fight. But yeah, this did not go well. This isn't a great situation now because of what we discussed before. Our team didn't push up with us. This is now the time to get out, right? We do see Luna 1 HP. That's good. We kill her because, I mean, that's just a free kill. Good. But now we're getting out. I would be fading. I would be fading out. And I mean, your thing probably would have died while you were fading, but I mean, that would have been on him because this is not a situation where we want to be pushing forward into them. This is a situation where our team fight did not go well. I mean, to be honest, I'm probably fading. Oh, yeah, we have a portal, okay. I would have probably faded up here. And I mean, this actually would work out well, the portal. But I would fade up here and be trying to like look to get out, and then you know you can also be healing thing from up here if it's safe to do so. But this is very scuffed now because we're down numbers because that fight did not go well. I don't like us or using our fade and instantly getting out of it. I feel like that's a big waste of one of your best get out of jail free cards. Yeah. I would have definitely faded out earlier. Okay, right here you're instantly throwing your dome, for sure. Because, I mean, there's two critically low people. Your dome can make a big difference right there. There's no reason not to throw it right now. Like, we could have saved him, potentially. You need to throw your E here. So right now, we want to be throwing down our dome and giving Strange E. Because this guy needs to basically tank a bajillion damage and walk forward to that point right now.
Maximum pulse.
Who's on the point? Is it Panther? Yeah, so okay, Panther's on the point. Yeah, we also wouldn't want to fade because we need to be healing Strange, and we have to give him the opportunity to just shield the Iron Man ulti, because we don't have a choice. Like, there's a possibility that Strange doesn't have shield for some reason and can't block it, but the only possible outcome where we have a chance of stopping this point is by a hard pocketing Strange right here. You throw you throw Dome down where he's going to be walking, and throw your E, and say push forward Strange, I'm pocketing you. And he'd, you know, still be walking forward here, and maybe Strange gets his ult, and can turn this. Like, at this point it's a Hail Mary, right? Because we need something to happen. You see, we're just not able to fade it because Strange just dies.
I am barely harmed. I'll get you next time. Finals.
That said, I think in that situation it is kind of GG's wraps because the odds of you actually having Strange walk forward to point there and live to get ulti are pretty low. But there's still, like, you know, possibility. Well, thank you so much for participating. I hope this helps. If you have any questions or feedback for me, please feel free to respond.